That this was a man who saw beyond the obvious and who wanted to really look into the future and understand what the future held for us, and therefore what it was that we had to do in order to embrace that future. From that point, he left Colorado and the National Center to come to D.C., where I was already based as the Assistant Director of the National Science Foundation for the geosciences. And during his time there, one of the things that really bothered him, that he really wanted to work on, was the whole question about the really small representation of minorities within the geosciences. And this was something that just nagged at him and nagged at him. And when he left the National Science Foundation, he went to the State University of New York as the Vice Chancellor for Research and as President of the Research Foundation of ChiS&E. And so Tim called me up again and said, would you come and join the advisory group for the Research Foundation? And one of the things that I think that you're now starting to kind of get a feel, and that is that when he calls me, that I answer his calls, and I pretty much do what he wants me to do, because he's doing the right thing, and he's trying to do the right thing by all of us, and trying to do the right thing by this planet that we live on. And so it was both with remorse that I moaned his loss to the Research Foundation, but then with actual joy when I realized that he was coming to the University of Illinois, to the system, and that by doing that, we had a new opportunity to forge a different kind of a partnership than we've had in the past. And so, as the 20th president of the University of Illinois, I expect that the same kinds of values and the same kinds of things that he has always cared about will in fact be the hallmark of his time here at the university. So I'm pleased to honor, and honored to be able to introduce President Tim Killen.
Okay, folks, you think I'm a big deal, right? This is the big deal. This lady here is introducing me like I'm she's won, just many of the things that she's done, she's won the top medal in the country for public service. The Academy's, I think that is the top medal. So she's known throughout the whole country as a dynamic leader, mover, shaker. I'm just honored to be your buddy, and she answered my call once in a while, and yes, I called you up already from Illinois, and here she is. And I wasn't expecting to see you today, actually, so it's wonderful that you're here. And hello, all your moms and dads and kids. Thank you, Kenneth. We're going to be best friends now, right?
Great.
Because Shirley told me I got to work with you, so here we go. And somebody else, we're all pretty working with Princess too. We're figuring that out as well. So thanks for being here on this rainy day, and University of Illinois really welcomes you. I'm the incoming president. It's a big university, it's a big state, it's an important state. We have 78,000 students at the University of Illinois. Every year there are 20,000 students who get degrees, and they throw their hats in the air, and their families are happy, and they go off and get good jobs. And so we're delighted in that. And this campus that you're on now here is very special too. It's a major research university. It's in the top 60 in the country. It's in the top 200 in the world in terms of what it does in terms of knowledge creation. But it's very special because there's no majority here. It's all minorities. It's the most multicultural place I've ever seen. And half of the kids, I call kids because I'm old, like the young adults, I guess, for the most part, but half of the students are first-generation students. So their parents haven't gone to college, and they're coming here, and If you walk around the campus, maybe on a warmer day, and go in and out of the student center, you'll see a lot of vitality and a lot of action. And I like to use quotes sometimes, and this kind of university is called a land grant university. That may not mean much to you, but what it means is it's a university that supports public good through generating human capital and supporting the economy. So we're a land grant university in a world city, and the world city is called Chicago, and it's multicultural, and it's energetic, and it's young, because the whole university, this university is within everyone's living memory. It's only 50 years old, so I went to a celebration, and you know, the people who cut the original ribbon were holding the ribbon for the 50th anniversary. So it's young, it's dynamic, it's Chicago's important, and then we have two other campuses. A mind-blowingly brilliant campus in Urbana-Champaign that look at that place for depth and capability and brilliance in high technologies and bioengineering and nanotechnologies and all the things that drive the modern economy. So I could go on for a long time. You can tell I'm a professor, right? Professors speak in 55-minute segments, so I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to, on a Saturday morning, what a terrible thing. So I've got two slides, one for the mums and dads, and one for the kids. The first one's for the mums and dads. And it's to motivate you. I think this is a magnificent program. I really thank you for your leadership in doing this. This is exactly the right way to start to create the human capital that the world and certainly the United States is going to need in the decades to come. Start early, start serious, get people engaged, get the mums and dads engaged, and inspire the young people. And for mums and dads, there's a pragmatic reason for that. And it's to do with security, financial security, ability to have a good life, and to have, and this is just a diagram that shows how important education is for your kids. Okay, so this is for your kids, the ones that you've been brilliant enough to come here today because you're supporting them. Look at those numbers. The red bars show you unemployment rate in 2014 by educational attainment. And you see that number 2 at the top? That's the top degree, doctoral degree, and the number 9 at the bottom. So it's 9% unemployment if you don't have a high school diploma. It's 2% unemployment if you have an advanced degree. So the more that your kids can stay in education, particularly STEM education, the better off they will be in terms of access to jobs, ability to have families and not worry so much about financial pressures. It's a real investment monetarily. I know maybe that doesn't matter today, but it matters. It matters. The financial stresses are important. Those are big numbers. It's almost a factor of 5 improvement in the ability to get good jobs. If your kids, if you can hang in there and really inspire your kids to keep going in STEM, it makes a huge difference. And it's not tomorrow or the next year, their whole lives. So thank you for that commitment. And then just on the pay packet, the green bars, they go in the opposite direction. They grow larger as you get up the ladder in educational attainment. And these are dollars per week on average for people who have professional degrees. $1,600 a week, not a bad pay packet. So, for mums and dads, hang in there. This is important for your kids. And there can be ups and downs, there will be cantankerous times, they're not going to want to do things, they're going to want to do other things. A drumbeat of educational attainment is an important thing that you can give your kids. So that's the mum and dad slide. Is that okay, Kenneth? Do you agree with that? Okay, so I'm going to go to the other slide. Can I go to the other slide? For you kids, I'm going to take my tie off. This is the other side of it. That's better. Saturday morning. You young folks, science and technology and what's called STEM, you'll hear that word a lot. You paying attention, you little guys? Sister, you paying attention? Okay, good. You two are you're really paying attention. Look, you're up front, right in the front of the class, and you're looking me in the eye, and boy, I'm intimidated by the two of you. Okay, these are two young gentlemen. Any girls that similarly, yeah, you? Yeah, I'm getting it. Okay, so you young people, it sounds like it's boring, it's all about money, it's all about things that you don't really care about, because having fun and being interested and playing good games. I don't know what games you play, but I threw out the first ball at a baseball game yesterday, and it went way up high, and I made a fool of myself, but I'm pretty good at that. So sports are important, I know that, but STEM education is important for you too. And the reason I wanted you to know it's important is because it's fun. It's really fun. People will tell you that it's difficult, it's not for me, it's too hard, it doesn't mean anything, I don't like it, etc. But believe it from somebody who's lived a life in STEM. It's really fun. I've been to every continent on the planet. I've had a chance to go down to the Pacific Ocean in a deep sea submersible and pick up rocks with a thing. And this is the picture I took in Antarctica of the penguins. Now, actually there's a law against being this close to penguins. You're not supposed to be that close to penguins. And so I had to explain my way out of this because it is a law that says you can't harass penguins in Antarctica. So what we did is we went in a helicopter and landed on the ice. And there were a little group of penguins about, I'd say a mile away. And we were looking at the binoculars and saying, oh boy, there are penguins out there. Look, emperor penguins in Antarctica. Isn't that neat and interesting? And they started to shuffle forwards. Some of them on their tummies, they go like this. They roll their way. And because we couldn't harass them, we couldn't take off in a helicopter because it would have bothered them more than anything else. They came right up here, right up. Look at it. This is you're the penguin, and I'm the that close. Wow. Looking at me like that with one eye, and then with the other eye like that, and then. So science is fun. You get to do neat things. I never thought I would get to do neat things. So take those courses because you get to figure things out. You still listening? You get to figure things out. You get to understand how stuff works. You get to understand things that other people need to understand too. So you get to be the explainer of how it goes, which gives you a little bit of a... And then you get these great jobs, and people look for you. And they want to give you jobs. And the jobs can go in all kinds of directions. And though this may not seem important to you now, you get to contribute. You get to give back to your community. You get to give back. Not that other jobs don't do that, but if you have this set of talents, you're solving problems, and they're real important problems about how cities work, about how waterways work, about how the air quality how things function. And so it's important for a lot of ways, but it can be an enormous amount of fun too. So if one thing I want you to remember is when people tell you, not for me, too boring, too difficult, they'll say too difficult. You have to think in the back of your mind that it's worth it. Yeah, it's a little hard, but you get to have a lot of fun. So I would encourage you all to keep with it. I think this is a brilliant program. Get in early, get exposed, get some hands-on experience doing interesting things, build things, fly them, play with them, understand them, work with them. And then I want to say something else. And, obviously I see all sorts of people of color in the room. We need you. We need you. This is not it's important or it's good. Shirley Malcom is better at articulating this than I am. But the world needs you to contribute in these technical, scientific, advanced fields. And it's because you will solve problems, you will create better communities, you will give back in important ways, and you'll bring your experience and your richness of knowledge and the affinity you have for cultural norms and activities. You'll bring diversity in its full richness onto the table. And so just talk from one old white guy, we need your kids. We need your kids to show up in numbers. We need them on this campus. We need them in Urbana-Champaign. We need them in Springfield. We need them in Illinois. We need them to enrich the whole society path forward. Because without you, we will be diminished. And it's not just for you, we will all be diminished. And so I would just say, please hang in there. Take the tough courses, be a little tenacious, don't give up. Our family motto is you never give up. That's what we tell our kids, never give up. That's a family motto, that's our motto. And our kids now are like this tall, and they never give up, which is a bit scary sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't actually work too well. But never give up is a good approach. Start early and never give up. So thank you to the moms and dads. Thank you to the kids for being here. Thanks for listening to me.
Absolutely.